He must go down to the pub again, hang around the bar like a fly, and all he asks is a waiting pint and a fire to drink it by. And the smell of sick. And a drunkard song, and the irreverent piss-taking, and a big grin on a lover's face, and the sound of a pint glass breaking.
She must go down to the pub again for the call of the Fisley Cross cider. It's a wild call and a clear call and should not be denied her. And all she asks is a boozy day with the witty quips all flying for the fist fights and the blown spume and some girl ugly crying.
He must go down the pub again for the vacant tipsy life, for the guzzling and the ales way where the cheesy cobs are rife. And all he asks is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and a quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the boozy day is over. Mate! 2 years!
Oh.
2 years, man!
Oh, good to see
Come on!
Oh, man, it's been
mate,
a while.
this one is not going to touch the sides. This is so good. Pint, decent weather, beer garden, us two. But
Everything you need.
where is Purshouse?
I don't know, mate. I mean, she always used to be on time.
Maria,
Blimey. I didn't recognise you with all the gear on.
Mate, 2 years. What?
I'm still keeping my distance, thank you.
But it's been 2
I
years.
want you to stay 6 feet away from me at all times.
But Boris said that.
Are you one of these idiots that needs telling? God's sake. Six feet. Yes. I get that it's confusing. There's uncertainty and doubt. But I've had ideas, been thinking. So let's try and sort this out. 6 feet. That's 72 inches if you're old school, just like me. But if you've gone all metric, it's 1 metre, 83. 6 feet. 3 steps. Not baby steps, not pigeon toes or pussyfooting. Imagine strides. Great big ones. Like Jeff Capes when he's shot putting. Imagine John Wayne sunbathing, stretched out at your feet. I'll be where his boots are. You'll be somewhere near his teeth. Or maybe, for the younger folk, imagine Peter Crouch, spread-eagled on the Wembley turf. A header, the ball went out. 6 feet. It's half the distance that one alpaca can spit. Imagine a person eating shark. You, me, it. 6 feet. As in under. As in beneath the ground. The length of an average coffin. The size of a kangaroo's bound. It's an 86th of Blackpool Tower. 140th of Westminster Bridge. Imagine my back step to me lemon balm. The height of an American's fridge. It's a fifth of what Bob Beamon jumped. It's an 11th of a cricket pitch. It's where Mr. Tickle couldn't reach if he had to scratch your itch. 6 feet. It's where I'm shouting from, so you can hear this poem. It's half the height of your neighbour's tree, the one that's got the crow in. 6 feet. It's all I have to show I care and think you're great. So shoo, shove off, step back, keep healthy, please. Stay safe.
What's wrong with her?
I don't know if there's anything wrong with her, mate. I mean, some people are, very understandably, a lot more cautious about social situations than others, and she hasn't been down a pub for 2 years. It can take a bit of getting used to.
She's gone soft in the end. She was always a bit puddled.
I ain't deaf, and I'd like him to wear a mask.
To be fair, He is a long way off.
I ain't bothered about that, I just go like his face.
She can't say that.
She probably doesn't mean it, mate.
I do.
We've all lost a few of our social skills being in isolation for 2 years. Really. Anyway, look, it's just bloody great to see the pair of you. I mean, what have you been doing?
I have become a granddad.
Oh, congratulations.
So
mate.
that explains the flat cap and the dark circles round your
There you
eyes.
go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought it was just a tough paper round. No, nice one, mate.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't really have to do a lot. Just 27 years ago, I had very, very basic aim.
Oh, thanks for that image, Dave. And what did you have? Little boy, little girl, little fairies?
Little girl, I've called her Ronnie.
Oh, that's nice.
Have to call it a Barker.
4 candles.
Fork handles.
From that pack.
4 candles.
Fork.
No, actually, after I was Sullivan,
That's weird. And what's she like?
it's not what she's like, it's what she'll become. Don't see your hair, bab, matted with all that wound glue. Maybe I'll see long locks, dark auburn with a shock of purple at the front. What do you think, Grandad? And we know it don't matter what I or anyone else thinks, but it matters to you just a little bit that I like it. I do. Of course I do. Don't see your eyes, bab, peeping out through sleepy lids. Maybe I'll see them behind round-framed John Lennon glasses as you read something and you say, Grandad, have you heard about this? And I, aye. But you guide me through it. But I'll go home and read about it on Wikipedia just so that I can talk to you about it the next time we meet. And I'll get it wrong. And you don't care. I don't see your lips, bab, suckling the air, giving a grizzle for some milk. Maybe I'll see them shout out to someone across the park, and then as you run over and walk away arm in arm, you turn around, put your fingers to your lips and blow me a kiss, and I watch it fly through the air, and I catch it, pull it to my belly, and I hold it tight. Don't see your arms and your hands, bab, wrapped up in a granny crochet blanket. Maybe I see them held up, palms outwards, calming down an angry dinosaur who just don't understand these young'uns today. You talk so softly, I can't hear you, but the dinosaur's teeth go into hiding. And you know, and I know, dinosaurs are going extinct. I don't see your belly, bab, pulsing that infant rhythm. Maybe I'll see brief glimpses of it in a video you send me as you dance and jump and strut to a band you hadn't heard of in a field you only got to yesterday. You text me to say, Grandad, these are the shit. And I stream everything they've done. I even send you a message 6 months later saying, have you heard they've got a new album out? And you say, nah, I don't know that, Grandad. You knew, do you? I don't see your legs, bab, chubby, floating in the air. Maybe I'll see them tapping 180 beats to the minute as you hold this poem in your hand and read it for the first time. And I think you hate it because I hate it. I mean, I can't believe I showed it to you. What was I thinking? But you know what you do? You put your hand on my knee and then you take out a piece of paper and a pen and you start writing. And I can't stop crying. Don't see your feet, bab, wriggling, going to market, having roast beef. Maybe I'll see your Converse under the curtain, hear them squeak across the vinyl floor as you come over and you say, are you all right, Grandad? And I say, oh, but I ain't. But you make me laugh anyway. And you hold my hand and you say, it's all right now, Grandad. You can go. So I do. bad. I'll put that on the back of my next pamphlet. What about you, Stephen?
Well, I won't put it on the back of my next pamphlet, mate. I mean, why would I?
I mean, come on. What you been up to the last 2 years?
Well, I didn't become a grandad. Again.
Nor me, to be fair.
Pair of slackers. Come on, what did you do? You must have done something in the last 2 years.
To be honest, mate, I spent most of my time just trying to hang on to some kind of sense of normality. Like my mate Terry.
Oh, your mate Terry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He talks a lot about Terry, doesn't he?
Never actually met Terry though, have we?
No, we haven't, have
No.
we? Weird, isn't it, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he drinks in more salubrious establishments than the ones you pair drinking, and he lives in a town a very, very, very long way away.
Yeah.
And he's been in lockdown. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, Terry.
Yeah.
Terry.
Wankers. Anyway, Terry got creative. This evening, come hell or high water, Terry's decided he's nipping down his local for a session. Lockdown be damned. He's put on his best jeans, shaved, spent 20 minutes getting his hair just so in front of the bathroom mirror. Ironed his favourite short sleeve shirt in honour of the weather and the occasion, and he's ready to go. As he bounds downstairs, he knows he's got a fearsome thirst on him. This could get messy. Picking up his keys and slamming the back door behind him, Terry strides down the garden path. He imagines waving a cheery greeting to Mrs. Pemberton and her Pekingese, who, he guesses, will be tottering along the street just about now, keeping a steely eye on anything that moves. He turns right at the shed, sidesteps the daffodils, spins right again, gathers speed past the azaleas and the garden gnomes, and marches back into his kitchen, where Pat the barman greets him like a long-lost friend.
Good evening, Steve. I'm sorry. Good evening, Terry. You look so alike.
Yeah. They shoot the breeze. Pat asks what Terry's been doing. Bit of this, bit of that. Nothing special. And says, what with Terry not having been in for a while, the first one's on the house.
Pint of Guinness, mate.
Terry opens his fridge, peers inside, and says, unfortunately, what with the unprecedented demand on supply chains and everyone else beating him to the panic buying, it seems this evening he'll be drinking supermarket on brand lager. He pops one open, takes a swig, sighs in disappointment, and walks through into the lounge. It's surprisingly full for 5:15 on a Saturday. In the corner, he sees Bert, keeping himself to himself, nursing a wine. The darts team are shooting arrows in the corner. And it seems that Tom and Eileen have made up and want everyone to know. There they are, at a table in the middle of the room, all over each other like a bad rash. Again. I'll give it till about 9:30, mutters Terry sourly, knowing there's tears and tantrums coming. Heading for his favourite chair, the one with the panoramic view of the gnomes. He makes himself comfortable and takes another swig. It isn't tasting any better yet. But Terry's prepared to give it time. He's in for the long haul. In half an hour ago or so, when the lass comes round collecting empties, he'll suck in his stomach, summon up the courage he's been missing his whole life, and say, "Hi." She'll smile back. Terry knows it. And when she asks what he's been doing, he'll say, bit of this, bit of that, nothing special. Like a man whose every action saves the world. And then he'll offer her a can, open the pack of cheese and onion crisps he's been saving for just this moment. And when she sits down next to him, it'll be plain sailing. It's going to be a great night. Terry's got everything planned.
So come on then, Bab. You've heard about Terry. What you been up to?
I became the first poet laureate for the city of Wolverhampton.
Say that again.
Poet laureate for the city of Wolverhampton, what about?
Poet laureate in the middle of a global pandemic. How did that work out? Did you have many gigs?
No.
Was this a bit like the time when you were poet in residence for that poetry festival that folded before it ever happened?
Or your book launch?
We don't mention my book launch ever.
Why? It's not like someone died. Oh.
He didn't die.
Well, not for long. And it's always good to have someone in the audience who can do CPR.
Ron's still with us, thank God, although he did put a proper crimp in my book sales.
Yeah. And this is, by the way, a completely true story because we are too lazy and too stupid to make anything like that up. So, what we'd love, Morecambe, would be a big round of applause for Ron for still being with us.
Not with us,
here,
obviously.
not now.
We won't let him come out the house. No.
But an even bigger round of applause for Joy, who knew how to do CPR at and finally, can we have an absolutely massive for the three of us, because we stood around like stuffed dummies.
So, other than being poet laureate of Not Much Happening, what else did you get up to?
Walking around in circles mostly, 10,000 steps at a time. Walked them round the confines of the yard, lap after lap after lap after lap, day after day. So hard, I have to admit, keeping it all intact. 'Cause short circuits take their toll, lap after lap after lap after lap. One week, my mind struck out on its own, heading north, plotted its progress on a map. Some days it walked the roads where cars were few and far between. Other days it tramped through muddy fields, took in scenic views, ambled on through fade of day towards street lamp and starlight. By mid-July, my mind had crossed a border, stopped for a while on the edge of a loch. I worried it might get lost amongst highland heather and moorland sedge. Hoped it might just be heading for the coast, hankering for scream of gull, for curlew's call, for harbours, safe havens, for weathered storms and landfall.
Told you she'd gone funny.
Come on, Dave. You remember those first few months? All the work disappearing.
Diaries emptying overnight.
Not seeing anyone.
You're a performance poet and everything stops. What are you going to do?
Retrain, mate, like the government posters said.
What posters?
Oh, you know, the posters, the ones with the dancer. Fatima's next job could be in cyber. Wankers. Fatima's working in cyber. She's learned how to snoop and to hack. She's talented, driven and passionate. Her revenge, a cold feast, not a snack. Rishi's bank account, there on a spreadsheet, a few clicks of the keys and bye-bye. Hancock's now being sought on charges of fraud. Gove for intent to supply. Cummings just never existed. His records amended, deleted. Johnson pursued for child maintenance payments, left penniless, bankrupt, defeated. Rhys Moggs found his place in a workhouse, learning to do as he's told. And a freighter inches towards St Helena with Pretty Patel in the hold. Yeah, Fatima's working in cyber. She's smart and she seizes her chances. At the end of the day, packs her laptop away, picks her shoes up and smiles as she dances.
Wankers.
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 That Pretty Patel is a right piece of work, eh? Do you know what I mean? The things she does to refugees and asylum seekers. There's a bloke up our way, you know, in the low-rise flats behind me, backing onto the canal, in there, Moses. He told me what it's like. Moses, he's not sure quite how he washed up here. All eggs in one basket, so to speak. Stranger in a strange land and all that. But here he is. 2 weeks ago a card came through that gave him right to work, and so he did. Part-time, a cleaning job. Last week another card that says he has no right to work, and so he stopped. This week, Moses, at a loss, has spent time gazing from his empty flat at bulrushes, which he notes are home to waterfowl. Not ducks, but other sorts. This morning, for a change of air, he's standing on the landing as the folk across the way head out, slam doors, and give him such a look as hard as life. The birds, he blurts, on the water, at the back. The old bloke curses, walks on ahead, but the woman stops, blinks, swallows hard and says, "Coots, more hens perhaps." "And the difference?" Moses asks. She shrugs. "Not much, I don't suppose." She's thinking of the man, gentle as a lamb, who tends her sister's legs. "Suck," she says, uncrumpling a paper bag. Moses takes a herbal tablet, tastes the right and wrong of her strange land on his foreign tongue.
Suck, meaning boiled sweet. But that was a new one for him. Still, every day's a school day, never too old to learn. But did a lot of learning during lockdown, and they try new things. Bread making got very popular for a while. Did you ever go with that, Pitt? Artist sourdough, that your kind of thing, is it?
I did some art, but not bread making. I did some graffiti art with my mate Spider Brendan. Well, Brendan, I know him from school. Called him Spider Brendan. I'm going out doing some graffiti art.
I hope you wore masks and kept 6 feet apart.
We was outside. He's great, Brendan. At 11, he spent most of the autumn term doodling daft faces onto the sperm that lazed across the pages of Biology 101. We all did, quite frankly, but his better ones looked a bit like Youngie's mum. At 12, on the walls around town, not with his can, he sprayed Spider. Started off with crude, childish lines before the designs got tighter. Soon, like we're eating 5 gobstoppers, we're silent, admiring them. At 30, thanks to a book on New York subway graffiti and some shifty spray can thievery, his spiders became 3D. Had quite an effect on us when we'd reach out our hand to touch them and find they were flat. At 14, while we're all trying to get off with Emma Salisbury, he's painting a picture of a spider catching a bumblebee on the door of the cop shop, right under their CCTV. He even painted a spider invasion across the door of the Chief Super's Austin aggravation. At 15, after marking more of the town than a pissy dog, he's decided to hang upside down off the overpass. And there he's painted this spider towering over a silhouetted city, examining the tableau through a looking glass. We don't know anything about metaphor or simile. Knew it looked good though. At 16, this story gets to the crazy part because this egg, chips and beans Botticelli, this council pop Pollock, this UB40 Clay. Only got an E in GCSE art. So yeah, that was it's always nice to have one person clapping. Always makes you feel that you thanks. So yeah, I was doing some graffiti art with my mate Spider Brendan. In fact, you know the bridge by Lidl?
Yeah.
That's my first mural on there. That's my painting of a raised fist against the system.
What, the giant disfigured rabbit? That's you that did that?
No, it's a raised fist
I
against...
thought it was a toadstool with ears.
Look, you take the piss, but come on, it's always the same when you do something for the first time. It's always a bit ropey, isn't it? I bet your first poems were shit.
Well, I wouldn't say shit. I mean, it wouldn't be in a set anymore, a grant, yeah.
My first poem got published in the Brownie magazine. I was only 6.
Yeah, gone downhill ever since.
Did anyone die?
So, what did you learn in the pandemic?
I learnt Mongolian throat singing, playing the piano, and dancing and whistling like my new favourite band, the Dead South.
Every single word of that sentence was more unexpected than the one that preceded.
In fact, I'm going to demonstrate my dancing and whistling because I find it calms my anxiety, and you pair are making me very anxious. You've heard of him then?
No, not at all.
I'll be honest, I was just following his lead because he went to grammar school.
Cheers. So, these new talents of yours, which seem incredible, have you thought of maybe combining them together?
No, do you think I should?
The word "should's" doing a fair amount of heavy lifting there, but it could be interesting.
Has anyone got a piano?
I have.
What? Naturally, it's like the bloody TARDIS.
Right. Come on then.
What?
See them all together.
No, well, you've seen the dancing and the whistling.
Allegedly, yeah.
Right, I've just got to find the golden spot.
I'm no expert in these things, granted, but I think that is the Mongolian chest warbling.
I think you could be onto something there, Dave. And then by process of elimination, that is probably Emma playing the piano.
I got it right! Sorry.
Come on then.
What?
All together.
Right, okay.
Purshouse, hold on.
What?
1 second. Just get the camera up.
Wow.
Do you think?
I wish that trolley was the TARDIS, then we could go back 30 seconds and pretend that never happened.
I think I may be physically, mentally and emotionally scarred.
Oh, no, clever clogs. What did you learn during the pandemic?
I think I'll delete that.
To be fair, I've got into writing poems with very, 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 very long titles. Longer than the poems themselves. It actually got quite addictive. Here's an example.
I don't remember asking for an example.
It's free.
Pay you a fiver not to.
A poem.
Tenner.
No. A poem examining the sociological implications of an incident at Wolverhampton swimming baths, where, as I slammed my locker shut, a bloke leaving the change room swung his bag over his shoulder and his beanie fell to the floor behind him. An incident which I believe, without wishing to overstate the case in any way, offers hope to all humanity. That's the title. I shouted, "Oi, fella, you've dropped your hat." And he said, "Thanks, mate, I'd have lost that."
So, you didn't learn anything new, you just rejigged what you normally do. But instead of writing really long poems with short titles, you started writing short poems with long titles.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Great.
it.
In his defence, we all had to rejig what we was doing. I had to rejig what I was doing, key worker and I.
Timpsons.
IT.
I do work in IT. When they locked everything down, I had to get all the schools and businesses online. And then when they opened it back up, I had to get all the schools and businesses back offline. And now it's apparently come to some sort of normality. I've got to go back to doing the job I was doing beforehand, which is providing technical support for middle management conferences at hotels.
And is that a rewarding job?
I normally do this to a member of the audience, but I'm going to do it to the camera in the vein of one of the fuckers is watching. Am I in focus? Fuck it if I ain't in focus. It's thematically relevant, right? Oh, so it's my fault your death-inducing PowerPoint is late, even though the deadline was 6 days ago and your talk starts in 3 minutes. And it's my fault you haven't embedded the fonts, even though I sent you detailed step-by-step instructions and a video 3 times. And it's my fault that your title says Milton Keynes 2018 and we're in Wolverhampton and it's 2022. And it's my fault you haven't got your notes, even though they're your notes. And I've got my notes, weirdly. And it's my fault you're late, even though you're staying grace and favour at the venue and you just had to walk downstairs. And it's my fault you won't be here next year. Although I will be, and no doubt dealing with someone equally as bad as you. You funnel of fox!
I'm guessing that's a no then.
Talking of no, I've got no beer.
Yeah.
Well, I can't go, can I? What if one of the bar staff has got it and they breathe on me? I'm vulnerable.
What, so it's alright for us to go and risk our lives, is it?
You're probably a super spreader. You look a bit grubby.
You can't say that.
Well, he does.
I know, but you can't say it.
You can't say oh no!
Look, I'll give one of you my card.
I'll go. Right. Same again, mate.
Yeah.
And what about you, Bob, when you sorted your...
I'll have a pint of Thistley Cross cider. I love Thistley Cross cider. It's been too long since I had a pint. Yes, really looking forward to that.
Thistley Cross? Are you sure that is a bit strong?
Are you suggesting I don't know my own limitations?
Just pointing it out. Oh, hey, get the beers. See you in a minute.
I don't know why you can't go yourself. You've been double jabbed and boosted, haven't you?
Yeah. I wore my Dolly Parton top.
What?
I wore my Dolly Parton top.
Sorry?
My vaccination top, this one. Dolly Parton's got one the same as well. Love Dolly Parton, mate.
What, more than dead Mongolian South?
And have you know, Dolly Parton funded a whole load of the vaccination research.
Did she?
Yeah.
What did Jolene think?
What?
Well, was Jolene like one of these like 5Gers? You know, did she think she was being muzzled or something? Was Dolly Parton like, Jolene, 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 Jolene! I'm begging you, please don't think they went too fast making the vaccines. But scanned a bit better.
Do you really think Jolene would ignore 230 years of vaccination history?
She might.
230 years we've had vaccines, mate. Edward Jenner, 1796. He invented it. He experimented with cowpox to protect people against getting the deadly smallpox. Experimented on his gardener's 8-year-old son. Although, you do have to wonder how he talked the family into that, don't you?
Well, if only someone had a poem about that very thing.
Phipps the gardener instructs his wife.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
What's that voice?
That's my generic gardening voice. Thank you.
You go ahead, Jimmy Nail.
Phipps the gardener instructs his wife in the science of immunology. He's going to be late for tea, is Jim. Jenner's got a job for him. Now, what did the good doctor say? Oh yeah, he's infecting him with varioli vaccinate. Now, my lovely, keep your calm. You sure as me, Jim, won't come to harm. It'll just be a couple of little jabs, into which he'll rub the milkmaid's scabs. Then in 2 weeks, if he's not in pain, he's going to variolate him again. 2 more scratches on the skin, and then a deadly disease goes in. No, wife, I don't know why he didn't use their son, but I'm sure his reason is a very good one. Perhaps he'll tell me over an ale or 3. Well, Jenner's offered to get the beers in. See? That explains it.
I'm not surprised Jolene was kicking off. I think I would as well. Mermaid scabs.
Mermaids! Fucking milkmaids, you dunce!
Oh.
Mermaids are fictitious.
Yeah. I know.
Milkmaids are real.
Yeah, I know.
Vaccines are real.
I know.
And they're all scientific.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Got the beers.
Oh, good.
Now, how are we going to do this? That's yours, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Mine. Putting that in the grabber.
No. Right, hang on. You put it in the middle.
In the
I
middle.
go over here.
There.
There. Then you retreat. And you back. Let's move back. And then I can run in and grab it. Oh, that's just perfect. Brilliant. Oh, hang on.
Are you sure you're not taking this distance thing just a little bit seriously there, bub?
Well, you want to sit over there with bloody typhoid Mary, you crack on. Oh, Jesus.
Dave.
He's probably got a huge viral load.
Chihuahua.
Just the way his genes hang about.
Oh,
At least.
it's
I
just
hope it's just the way his genes hang.
bloody sick of it. I'm sick of this bloody pandemic. I'm bloody sick of sitting here all by me. Oh God, I've had enough of it. I have. People emerging at different times and getting all freaked out by things. I've had enough.
Say something. You went to grammar school, say something. You must have done a module on this. Say something.
So, what did you miss in the pandemic?
Pubs.
Pubs, yeah.
Actually, my favourite pub closed down just after lockdown.
See, it is all sad.
It wasn't even the pandemic that caused it. It's alright for me, 'cause I'll just get another boozer, but some people. An old guy, Harry, sits alone at the back of the Bull State pub when a bell rings to say the night is almost up. If anyone but the barmaid was in this boozer, they'd think the old guy in the corner was a bit of a loser, but Harry, he knows a thing or 3, despite rumours to the contrary. He knows that in pool, 2 shots carry. He knows 154 is triple 20, triple 18, double top. He knows that when you're in the pub, you never, ever talk shop. He knows 1,000 stories that will make the protagonist shine. He knows you've got to stay away from the dangerous lady in the corner called barley wine. He knows Old Ducky's 4.6% and Guinness is 4.2. He knows if you want anything stronger, you've got to have a bang on his own brew. He knows his vibrating hands were caused by machines he thought he controlled. He knows he was blind. He knows his bosses wore a blindfold. He knows she was proud of him, and that is cathartic. But he knows that since she's been dead, the bed has been like the Arctic. He knows this sanctuary of sticky carpets and ale is about to go. There's a rich man in Kent who knows it'll make more money as a Tesco. A bell rings. This is the last orders at the Bull Steak pub. Harry leaves without a final drink. He knows he's had enough.
Not just pubs shutting either, mate. These are weird times. The Polski Sklep has closed its doors for the last time. And this morning, in the June heat, men are hauling the awkward empty bulk of chiller units from shop to pavement to truck, already sweating. Cursing in a language we claim we do not understand, but speak too well. A lexicon of loss and hurt and pain. The job that disappears, the ladder climbed that turns to snake again. Small dreams stuffed in plastic bags in overflowing bins. On the other side of Market Square, where the breeze cools, we stand, idle, in shade and watch. The lad next to me is smiling, confusing the hammer dropping for once elsewhere with something like a win.
Them really important pubs and shops.
Community assets, actually, but
I'll tell you what else is a community asset. Buses. I really miss buses. You could always find someone to natter to on the bus. Get yourself a Black Country Day saver. Stay warm. The man with the gap-toothed smile is heading back to his flat where he lives alone. See that tattoo? He says. Him proffering a forearm, me fumbling for glasses 'cause the devil's in the detail. 75 quid that was. Red hearts, skirt, a woman's name. For a moment, he looks lost. Done down Wednesfield, one Friday, but it dumped me by Sunday. I joke he needs another wench, one who's called the same. Fah! He lets out a belly laugh. Forget that. When you gonna be back? I ain't no homing pigeon. He's wrong, of course. We both are, heading home to roost in our respective city lofts. I pause to wave when I get off, and he's there, looking out through the glass, waiting to wave back. 'Cause that's what we do here. We wave, we laugh, we count the cost, natter on buses, cant with strangers, leak out these little bits of our marvellous, glorious lives.
I'll give you that, you know. Buses. There is something about people watching on buses, but I'll say it again. Pubs.
pubs. I don't really have a favourite pub, you know. I think just about every pub I've ever walked into, I've found something there to like. And imagine if you took the thing that you like from each of those pubs and you put it all together in one place. Oh man, that would be the best pub in the world. It's the din of chat in a city centre boozer. A backstreet snug that only locals know. It's a seafront bar with a view out on the ocean. The early morning tavern where the market traders go. It's a Desai pub, so pick a sizzling chicken tikka, test your taste buds to the limit with a spicy vindaloo. There's crisps and scratchings if you're peckish, or, if you hanker for tradition, cheese cobs washed down with a pint or two. It's got funky, mismatched sofas and a bar made from mahogany, a DJ in the back room playing Northern Soul. There's a dartboard in the corner and the garden's full of sunshine, and the front room's going mental as their team score another goal. All your friends are there, and someone's got the rounding, and the crack is purely mighty, and the atmosphere is great, and the bar staff have the banter, and it's hours until last orders. It's home to first dates, slate thirsts, bawdy wakes. And here, by the window, where the light falls golden, there's silence, if that's what you're looking for. Reflect, or do a crossword. Sip your drink in contemplation. This is the best pub in the world, and it's got it all.
That's great.
I will drink to that.
Yeah, it's a spoons. So, apart from shops and pubs and buses, what else did you miss in the pandemic?
Haircuts.
Oh, is it called an haircut when you have a grade 2 all over?
It's a very popular cut, Bab, especially among members of the armed forces, 11-year-old lads with a case of nids, and die-hard Sinead O'Connor fans. I'm not entirely sure which one Dave is.
All three.
I should have guessed.
No, but them like pubs and the hairdressers.
What? People throwing up outside of 11 o'clock at night, karaoke in the back.
I've never played darts in the hairdressers.
Yeah, well, you ain't lived, have you? No, I mean, them community assets, aren't they? Well, for some of the community. Not everyone likes the Afro-Caribbean barbers on the corner of Old Smith Street. Yeah, you can get your flat top hard part with a fade, buzz cut, plaited dreads or braids, but that ain't all. Don't forget, they show Sky Sports.
I had him in that chair once, you know.
Who?
Pogba.
They laugh like they always do. And don't forget the fridge with Monster for the punters and chocolate bars for the kids. And don't forget the pay point where the old dears and geezers can keep the TV licence people at bay. And they get 75% off on OAP Wednesday. Not that he charges them if he's had a good job, like if Pogba comes in for a sneaky Caesar crop. And don't forget the old guy outside. He's thinking behind his weathered eyes. It's obvious to anyone who looks, that place is dealing drugs. Veins pump anger into the back of his hand. He wants nothing more than to go in and cut some heads.
People just need to learn to get along. A poem examining the sociological implications of an incident at Wolverhampton swimming baths, where, as I slammed my locker shut, a bloke leaving the changing room swung his bag over his shoulder and his beanie fell to the floor behind him. An incident which I believe, without wishing to overstate the case in any way, offers hope to all humanity.
You've done this?
Revisited. I didn't ask about his politics, if he preferred the clash over the fall, if he was a closet egg chaser or had the usual soft spot for Wendy Ball. I didn't broach that bloody Brexit, or ask him what he thought of the perennial problem of supply and demand, or if he just enjoyed the pictures in the Daily Sport. I didn't ask, even in passing, for his take on the new Gillette ad, the old bill, or ancient history. I didn't seek out his opinion on the rat race, the human race, the space race, or if he held out any realistic hope of intelligent life being found on Piers Morgan. I know it's remiss, but I'll own it to this. Never even asked if he supported Villa. I didn't inquire if he liked sausage rolls with pork, or would rather they were vegan, or if he was a fan of Bjorken. Where the hell has she gone? I assumed the high vis in his rucksack showed he was heading to his shift after 20 breathless lengths of crawl, and on a sign that he aligned with sad and sorry grifters like Tommy, Katie, James, and all the other PayPal patriots who ask for cash while making videos to show you how much hate they've got. I didn't delve into his proclivities for folks with wangs or ones with wombs, ask if he had a partner or two or three and who did what and how to whom. I don't know if he believed in Muhammad or Buddha or Jesus, or if he held that when we're dead we all ascend to heaven.
or just cease to exist? Nah, none of that entered my head. I shouted, "Oi fella, dropped your hat." And he said, "Thanks mate, I'd have lost that."
I miss swimming baths. I miss the buses. I miss the pubs. I've missed everything. I've even missed you, pair. And I'm just sick of being on my own, sitting in places or corners, just trying to keep away from people.
Well, it's your choice to sit over there on your own looking like the clean-up crew from Chernobyl. Why don't you come over here?
I can't.
You can.
I can't.
Purshouse, you can. Shall I tell you why? You've been double jabbed. You've had your boosters. I've been double jabbed. I've had my booster. And I've done a lateral flow.
And me.
What's she got in that fucking bag? Come on, Purshouse.
No, I don't think so.
Attenborough time, mate.
Oh, right. Purshouse. The Purshouse is a shy, retiring creature whose large eyes help it to see in its natural habitat the dimly lit nightclub and a dingy pub. It can sometimes be lured out of hiding by its favourite feast of the
Cheese and onion crisp.
Salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
the salt and vinegar crisp.
I love you. Probably nearly time for another drink. You'll get me one, won't you?
Got the last one.
Dave, you'll get me one.
Get it yourself.
Twat.
Stupid cow.
Oh, God. Falling out again. I know I've only been sitting here 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes, to be fair. You better last second.
I'll do everything. I'm just upset. Oh, we can't agree on anything. This is how it's left, people.
There is something we can agree on. This government are about as effective as your David Attenborough impression, my graffiti art, and your Mongolian chess war. The count. Our democracy doesn't count the 204,876 crosses on coffins. Missed you too.
I was talking to my pint.
So was I.
Which is nearly empty.
So, future plans?
Another point?
I was thinking slightly longer term for this.
Okay. I had an idea. What about we do another show like we used to in the before times? You know, reboot things a bit.
Getting the poetry band back together. Difficult second album kind of thing. A new beginning. Throw open the curtains, dust off the flat, feng shui your sandals and polish the cat, ditch the work shirt and tie for a sequined cravat. It's a day for a new beginning.
Go to work on a pogo stick, sell off the car, speak only in opera, build a bazaar, play chess with an elephant, fight a duel with a czar. It's a day for a new beginning.
Pickle your cabbage and juggle your spuds. Spend hours watching cows while they're chewing their cuds. Launch your gowns and your wigs through the window, me luds. It's a day for a new beginning.
Build a pea green boat, grab an owl, go to sea, invent an Ujima flipper, study the flea, stay in bed learning Welsh until it's time for tea. It's a day for a new beginning.
Drink flagons of cider with slices of mango. Learn the polka, the foxtrot, the waltz and fandango. Yeah, the world is our oyster.
Let's do a new show. It's a day for a new beginning.
Do you think anyone would come?
Yes.
They might.
Monkey Potty will turn up. He'll watch any old shit.
Oh, I love that idea. I love it almost as much. I'd love another drink.
I've got it sorted, Purshouse. I've ordered it on the app. And, get this, you know you can give them special instructions. Well, I got them to shrink wrap one for you.
Oh God, nobody's going to dribble in that, are they?
No.
Achoo! Oh, shit.
Whoa. You did do a lateral flow before you came, didn't you?
Wouldn't the big, I wasn't going to sit by you.
Tell us you did, Purshouse.
Whoa. I've just got to go. Did about mince.
Yeah, I've left something in the oven.
What about our show?
I've been in touch.
Yeah, be about 10 days.
I thought it was all supposed to be safe. Now it's just a touch of hay fever. Mind you, to be fair, that's worked out quite well.
We must go down to the pub again, out on the town with our mates.
Sharing everyone's stories, keeping everyone safe.
Wrapping ourselves round a skinful, polishing it off with some grub.
Stumbling home at the end of the night, 'cause the best place to be
Is
a pub.
Love is wise, hatred is foolish. In this world, which is getting more and more closely interconnected, we have to learn to tolerate each other. We have to learn to put up with the fact that some people say things that we don't like. We can only live together in that way. If we are to live together and not die together, we must learn a kind of charity and a kind of tolerance, which is absolutely vital to the continuation